Right Angle Quick Cuts brought to you by the members at BillWhittle.com.
So here's what science says. Science says that there are too many people running, and that because there are too many people running, there's too many choices, and this confuses people. And when they say confuses people, we'll clarify that by saying it confuses Democrats. And that with too many choices, this is going to what's the subtitle on the headlines? Our brains just aren't wired to handle this many choices, and it's going to hurt the bid to oust Donald Trump, which is a kind of a run-on sentence, but we'll let that go.
Somebody's going to decide. You can decide when you go to the grocery store or to your political caucus or primary amongst a plethora of choices provided to you by deodorant manufacturers or by the candidates who are running in the race. Or you can have somebody else, somebody with a lot more authority than you have, somebody claiming the mantle of science, whether it's scientific Marxism or they've dropped the word Marxist from science, but it's the implication is still pretty strongly there. Somebody at a much higher level than you is going to make the choice before you ever get to see what the choices might have been. And that's just sad. That's un-American. It flies in the face of liberty and everything we hold dear, which is why the Democrats embrace it. So
that consultant, by the way, is actually fairly accurate when it comes to that, the simplicity of your presentation. When I thought, who do I think of when I think of a Democratic candidate? Because of my age, I was like, okay, Jimmy Carter. What did I know about Jimmy Carter? Peanut farmer. That's it. That was his identity. And frankly, that more than anything else helped him to get elected.
No question.
You know, that nobody really knew what his policies were. Most people probably didn't realize he was a naval officer, that he worked with nuclear submarines or anything like that. It was really, I think he's the governor of some southern state and he's a peanut farmer. Isn't that neat? Peanut farmer. Even in this country, still, a peanut farmer can rise to be president of the United States. Here's, I think, the best two-word description of any candidate on the Democratic side. Mayor Pete. Mayor Pete. Mm-hmm. You know, what that says right there is, he must be a small town mayor. Then we find out he's from South Bend, and you don't really know anything else about him, but that's okay. He seems like a charming young man who's Mayor Pete. And so he's going to stand out. Beto O'Rourke is going to stand out because Beto is like Charo. He's got one name. So most people,
I don't want to see him in the shorts. Don't put him in the shorts.
With the whole banana thing on his head. So to a certain extent, I think they're right about that. But the idea that somehow scientifically Americans are incapable of being able to winnow down a list of some 19 people out of a field of 330 million, I think is a little absurd.
I think this is excellent advice that Scott offered, and I think he's right to point out that there is actually some good advice buried in that article. The peanut farmer thing is a great example. And just while you were speaking, I was thinking we could, the Democrats should be taking this to heart right now. So I just came up with a few examples. I'll just say two words and you tell me who you think of. Ready? Creepy uncle.
Joe Biden.
Wooden Indian.
Pocahontas. Elizabeth Warren.
Crazy communist.
All of them.
See, there's nothing to it. And you can send the check.
Ocasio-Cortez.
That's right. You can send me the check a little later.